My love is like a storybook story, but it's as real as the feelings I feel. It's as real as the feelings I feel. Love was stronger than the power so dark a prince could have within his keeping. His spells to weave and steal a heart within her breast, but only sleeping. My love is like a storybook story, but it's as real as the feelings I feel. My love is like a storybook story, but it's as real as the feelings I feel. It's as real as the feelings I feel. I love you oh so much, and lay my heart at the foot of your dress. She said, don't you know that storybook love?
Please stand.
Have a happy ending. Then he swooped her up just like in the books, and on this stallion they rode away. My love is like a storybook story, but it's as real as the feelings I feel. My love is like a storybook story, it's as real as the feelings I feel. It's as real as the feelings I feel.
Y'all may be seated. Well, welcome, family and friends and loved ones. We gather here to celebrate the wedding of Chelsea and Josh. You've come here for this formal commitment they make to one another, to offer your love and your support for this union, and to allow Chelsea and Josh to start their married life together, surrounded by the people dearest and most important to them. So welcome to all of y'all who have traveled from near and far. Chelsea and Josh, thank you for your presence here today, and now ask for your blessing, encouragement, and lifelong support for their decision to be married. Marriage is perhaps the greatest and most challenging adventure in human relationships. No ceremony can create your marriage, only you can do that. And you do it through love and through patience, through dedication and perseverance, through talking and listening, helping and supporting and believing in each other, through tenderness and laughter, through learning to forgive, learning to appreciate your differences, and by learning to make the important things matter and let the rest just go. What the ceremony can do is to witness and affirm your choice to stand together as life mates and partners. Will you, Josh, take this woman to be your wedded wife?
Yes.
Good. Will you, Chelsea, take this man to be your wedded husband?
I do.
Thank you. I'm going to share with you a little reading from a guy named Robert Fulghum. It has to do with marriage, and I want you to listen to see if you can identify with anything that he says as you think about your relationship, what brought you here to this place. You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed you have been making commitments in many informal ways. All those conversations that were held at a car, or over a meal, or during long walks, All those conversations that began with when we're married and continued with I will and you will and we will. All those late night talks that included someday and somehow and maybe. All those promises that were unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows you're about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things we promised and hoped and dreamed. Well, I meant it every word. Now, look at one another right now and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you've been many things to one another. You've been acquaintances, friends, companions, dancing partners, even teachers. For you've learned much from one another over the time you've been together. Shortly, you are going to say words that will take you across the threshold of life. And things between you will never quite be the same. For after today, you will say to the world, this is my husband, this is my wife. Now, two people in love don't live in isolation. Their love is a source of strength with which they may nourish not only one another, but also the world around them. And in turn, we, their community of friends and family, have a responsibility to this couple. By our steadfast care, respect, and love, we support their marriage and the new family they're creating today. Now, if you're able, please stand. Will you who are present here today surround Josh and Chelsea in love, offering them the joys of your friendship and supporting them in their marriage? If the answer is yes, say with enthusiasm, we will.
We will.
Good. Y'all may be seated. We've come to the part of the ceremony where you're going to be making your vows to one another. But before you do that, I ask you to remember that love, which is rooted in faith, trust, and acceptance, will be the foundation of an abiding and deepening relationship. No other ties are more tender, no other vows are more sacred than you're about to assume. Now, if you're able to keep the vows you make today, not because of some religious or civic law, but out of a desire to love and be loved by another person fully without limitation, then your life will have joy, and the home you establish will be a place in which you both find direction for your growth, your freedom, and your responsibility. Chelsea, would you hand your flowers to your maid of honor? And would you take a half step closer? And would you join hands? And I want you right now to look into one another's eyes as deeply as you can. And I want you to remember this moment in time. Because you're about to make vows to one another. And after that, things change. No longer will you look at the future in terms of me and mine, you and yours. It will always be us and ours. So Josh, looking into Chelsea's eyes, repeat after me. I, Josh, take you, Chelsea.
I, Josh, take you, Chelsea,
to be my wife.
to be my wife,
My constant friend and partner,
my constant friend and partner,
and my love.
and my love.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
I vow to love and serve you
I vow to love and serve you
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we shall live.
I take you with all your faults and strengths
I take you with all your faults and strengths,
as I offer myself to you
as I offer myself to you
with all my faults and strengths.
with all my faults and strengths.
Above all,
Above all,
I will give you my love freely
I will give you my love freely
and unconditionally.
and unconditionally.
I pledge this to you
I pledge this to you
from the bottom of my heart
from the bottom of my heart
for all the days of our lives.
for all the days of our lives.
Good. And Chelsea, looking into his eyes as deeply as you can. Repeat these words after me. I, Chelsea, take you, Josh,
I, Chelsea, take you, Josh,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
my constant friend and partner,
my constant friend and partner,
and my love.
and my love.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
I vow to love and serve you
I vow to love and serve you,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
I take you with all your faults and strengths
I take you with all your faults and strengths,
as I offer myself to you
as I offer myself to you,
with all my faults and strengths.
with all my faults and strengths.
Above all,
Above all,
I will give you my love freely
I will give you my love freely
and unconditionally.
and unconditionally.
I pledge this to you
I pledge this to you
from the bottom of my heart
from the bottom of my heart
for all the days of our lives.
for all the days of our lives.
Good. May I have the rings?
You have your name?
Has it stopped? Chelsea, take Josh's ring, and Josh take Chelsea's ring. Good. And place Chelsea's ring on the fourth finger of her left hand. And repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a daily reminder
as a daily reminder
of my love for you.
of my love for you.
And Chelsea, take Josh's ring and place it on the fourth finger of his left hand and repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a daily reminder
as a daily reminder
of my love for you.
of my love for you.
Good. Now, by the power of your love and commitment, and the authority vested in me by the glorious Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I now pronounce you to be,
Husband and wife.
that's the line, husband and wife. You may kiss one another. It is with great pleasure that I introduce for the very first time in human history, Josh and Chelsea Boring. Please stand. And y'all can come and go.